What a dramatic looking cover, huh? Like, look at this. We got like fire, we got lightning, we got blood, we got a hallway. Like, this looks like a serious fight. Hello, welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. This is Warbound number 3. Uh, a series which doesn't get as much love as it probably should. Because this has been consistently like solid stuff. And this issue has basically the story structure that I love a lot. Before we dive into that, I do need to say, in the interest of full disclosure, that I was asked to do this review by the publisher, sent me the PDF, and here we are. You know, Evolution. It's a great cover, and I want to zoom in on his face here real quick. Because I was sitting here, I'd scrolled back up to the top of the document after reading it, and I read it kind of zoomed in like this, and the face, like this part right here, just like struck me as really cool. It looks really cool. Everything, the backlighting, I guess that'd be like rim lighting, not backlighting, but it just looks really cool. He's got this great facial expression, the little highlights in his hair from the light reflecting this way, the kind of shadow from, the glare behind him. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Really cool stuff. Let's scroll down here so you can see the people that worked on the book. Okay, you've now had a chance to see the people that worked on the book. Good art team on this book, by the way. Like, absolutely, really like the art team. So we start off, and I said, this has the story structure that I like a lot. And I don't really mean the in media res, because we start, like, in the middle of the story, and then we step back. What I liked is it has the narrative structure of a heist movie with a little in media res at the beginning. In fact, you could kind of like, let me zoom out just a little bit here. Like, he's just like, I've walked the earth for blah, 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 blah. And all that work a day within these walls. And you could just really put, like, in this little text box here, my name is Warbound. And you're probably wondering how I got into this situation. Like, that's what we're doing here. Really great chaotic shot here. Like, this is a good establishing shot. Tells us, even if you didn't have this up here, this would tell us we're like in a prison or some other secure facility. Then we got like all this chaos here. Probably a lunchroom. More chaos. And we see a dude running through the chaos. All right. So that's our first page. And it's a good first page. Like, this is super solid. There's a lot going on here. There's something eye-catching right here. Because look at all the different colors. We got this like blue over here. We got the fire beams, the fire in the front, the blue in the front. Actually, these are 3 different blues. Good choice, by the way, to use different colors for each of these things. In fact, I think the fire beam and the dude on fire are slightly different colors too. Kind of harder to tell because there's so much red in the panel. Got this dude over here who shanked somebody. Jeez. Crazy like psycho nurse right here. Another psycho nurse chucking somebody. Dude back here with like a green laser beam, like he's like a Green Lantern or something, because it looks like he's shooting it from his hand, like he's got a little, ring wrist laser thing. Pew 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 pew. It's fun, and I'm not sure what this guy's thing is, like if he's just like shooting little like ice bolts or something that he's generating psychically or what, but pretty cool. It's a good eye-catching thing. And then you got the dude down here, and he's running, and he's kind of impinging on the panel here, which draws your eye to him as you're scrolling down the page. You go, whoom, look at him. He's so big and important. He's in this panel. That doesn't even have him in it. Mm-hmm. Also, dude's got like a heat ray back here. Look at that guy. I didn't notice that when I was reading it before that this dude was like setting people on fire, because this dude right here caught my eye too. Mister, I'm already on fire, as opposed to I am being set on fire. Oh man. And so you can see here on page 4, like he's got a key card and he's gonna try to get into patient property to get his gear back, right? And boom. So now we immediately go from this big, chaotic, impersonal scene, and we're pulled into a very personal confrontation. I don't want to fight you, but I will if you stand in my way. I've been trapped here long enough with no one willing to believe me, calling me crazy. Not the doctors, not the guards, not even the superheroes that threw me in here. Yeah, dude's gonna wreck people. If you don't remember what was going on in previous issues, he is like a one-track minded vigilante dude. He's been trying to kill the sorcerer for hundreds of years. And he got thrown in jail because all the other heroes were like, "You're going too far, bro. You can't just murder everybody." And he's like, "I'm not murdering anybody. They work for the sorcerer." So he ends up in jail. And while he's in jail, if I remember the last issue right, there was like an agent that worked for the sorcerer dude in the prison staff or something like that. Anyway, that's his little backstory. This is kind of how we got here. But frankly, I don't think you really need to know all that much because this issue kind of pretty much stands on its own. I wish it had gone a little further than it did, story wise. But I guess if you're going to cut it off where it ended was a good cliffhangery place to do it. Oh man, did I just say that? Did I just ruin that there's a cliffhanger? Anyway, sorry, I ruined that there's a cliffhanger. Oh, I didn't want to show that page. I'm sorry. I wanted to zip to page 7. So just forget that I paged down right there. So that was the in media res part. Now what I really dug, and man, I've already been talking for 5 minutes. What I really dug was everything after that because it's a heist movie. Now it's a heist movie where we don't get to rehearse the plan. Um, the normal heist movie structure is you get the team together, you do the plan / rehearse the plan, and then you do the job and something goes wrong. That's kind of the heist movie narrative structure. It can vary a little bit. For example, like in Kelly's Heroes, we get the team together and then we immediately have to go do the plan because they're in the middle of a war zone. There's no rehearsing the plan. They just have to get up and go before they get in trouble. So here, we're getting the team together. Now, you might be looking at this and, okay, like serious dude with a crazy haircut, lady. Nothing really looks important here. This dude's even the one talking. But, boom! Hello, hello. And she, these little, I'm not sure these lines are supposed to be like her or if they're just related to the wall back here, but they draw emphasis to her. Boom. I like the way her hair's done with those little highlights. It's really cool. I can hear you. Yeah, and she's got like super ventriloquism. Finally, just the person I needed. Call me Warbound. He's got like this collar to suppress his powers and stuff. And so they're talking about the plan. This is the planning stage. They're figuring all this stuff out. So he recruits her. Step 1 of getting a team together is you need at least one other person so that you have a team. We're going to skip to page, I got 10 written down. Yeah. So here's kind of where they're like solidifying the plan. So he's like learning more about her. She's kind of getting like, oh, this dude has the plan vibes. And I like this panel structure here. I'm not sure it works great with them looking apart or if it might have worked better with them looking together. I don't know. I also don't know that it really matters. They're talking. I guess it works this way pretty well because, he's talking first. So he's on the left. So your eye goes here. Then you see the bubble. Whoop. And you follow it. Choop, choop, choop. Man, bubble ordering is so important. Sometimes people get that wrong in comic books and it really drives me crazy. And I tell you, I like read, even though I kind of knew the scenario and I kind of knew what was going on and all that, I read every blinking word in this stuff. Like this just like got its hooks in me and I couldn't stop reading it until I got done. Good hallmark of a good story. This is a great book. It's absolutely a really fun book. I don't really have any complaints. Like I was looking through here and it's like there's got to be something to complain about, right? Even something kind of petty. Like I think in my Black Bishop review, I talked about like some of the narration boxes. Like the pages look like they were formatted kind of funny, but there's not even anything like that here. Like it just looks good. In fact, I kind of like these little dirty edges where stuff's going a little bit out of the frame and stuff. Like it just looks good. The art's pleasing to the eye. It doesn't live up to the promise of the cover, not quite, because the cover is just absolutely stonkingly fantastic. But the interior art's no slouch. It looks good. The writing, I love a heist movie. I love a heist story. This gave me exactly what I wanted. The in media res is probably the only thing I can really knock it for, because I don't know that this story needed the in media res to really pull us in. If you'd read issue 2, but if you hadn't read issue 2, I can see how like starting here in the action is a good way to hook the reader, because you open it up and you got something crazy to look at. And when you open up a comic book for the first time, at least me, I want to see something amazing. That's one of the things Marvel has been failing at with their comic books is that inside front page, not the inside front cover, which would be like where these credits are here, but the inside front page, the thing you open up when you look at it, that first page is like an info dump. And that's totally not a good way to hook a reader. laser beams, fire, flames, green lasers, blue fire, whatever, that is a way better way to hook a new reader to your story. Because it's a comic book. And a good comic book series, even though there's continuity, even though you may be telling like a linear story or something, the issues should each have some kind of complete statement to them. And that's, I guess that is the one thing I will knock this for, is we left before I was satisfied with this part of the story. I wanted more. Whether that's a real complaint or not, I don't know. But that's how I felt when I got done. I was like, oh, I can't believe that the book ended there. Where's the next part? And I guess I didn't really have anything bad to say, did I? Anyway, I gave you my full disclosure at the start of this, so if you think that affected my interpretation of this, whatever, that's on you. But I really did enjoy this. Warbound, in my opinion, is something that people are sleeping on. It doesn't get nearly enough attention like it should, because this book series has been really good from the first issue to here we are on the third one. If you haven't already, check out Warbound. I think you'll like it. And you know, people are always talking about on Twitter and stuff, hey, we want more minority creators making minority characters or whatever. And yet, dude right here is over here making these books and nobody's paying attention to them. So take that for what you will. Anyway, you all take care of yourselves. You have a great day, great night, great whatever you got going on. Hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.